So what moves the Indian ecosystem, be it government or big companies, whatever, right? You call the entire tech community should do to grab the potential opportunities.
Let me give you one example. So last year when we ran the AI accelerator applications, we got some 450, 500 applications for that. 33% applications were for HR SaaS, HR AI SaaS. I'll help you recruit better. I'll help you manage your employees better. Another 33% were for marketing copy. I'll help you create a blog. I'll help you create an image. I'll help you create this. Another 10-15% were for coding. I'll be a coding co-pilot for this particular language. Nobody else has done this better and all that, right? That just tells you that like 80-odd% of ideas were very common. Like, and as a VC, I was like, hey, if in India I can find, 400 companies are doing this, globally there'll be just so many more. So we just went and looked at use cases which are very niche. And that is one place where a lot of startups can focus on and say, is my idea unique enough? Like, you start from there. Like, is there a unique problem? I personally like to divide the whole problem space into two parts, which is old ideas where you can now use AI, which already are there is software, and then or consumer stuff, and you can apply AI to it and make it better. I am not too excited by that personally, simply because I feel that already that idea is discovered. There are already hundreds of companies, or at least tens of companies, trying to use AI for that. The smartness is in finding ideas which are unlocked because of AI, which were not there before, right? And what are those ideas? And that is the hard part. Okay, so there is so much of data generated now, like for example, again, the robotics example, right? So robotics itself has taken a step up jump because of transformer models, because now vision transformers are making it easier to use. So the synthesis of different research areas, synthesis of new things, use cases, unlocking is very important. So first and foremost, all Indian, actually not just Indian, all founders have to figure out what are the use cases.
Because we sell it to global models.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean,
global companies, sorry.
I think in another decade or so, I am very bullish on India, right? We will be able to have all the per capita income to support like already it's happening. I think a bunch of companies in India are making $100-200 million of revenue and profitable and all that, right? So I think it's going to become a reality. We are right now having billion-dollar IPOs. In another decade, we'll have $10 billion IPOs and more. So I think that's going to happen. So first is just finding use cases is super important. Don't build without thinking through, right? A lot of times people find one idea and then they just start building. I think that is very, very important. Second is play to your strengths. And I think this is now a very common theme which you don't hear in the US as much, but in India, VC circles, there is a very common theme, which is AI-enabled services. Like, can I create the next Infosys, which is higher gross margin by using lesser number of employees? I think that's a very common theme. I don't know how long that will continue, but it seems like a smart idea to build on. So what is a lot of times people try to develop new strengths when they should just focus on what they already know and build on top of that. Mm-hmm. So I think that's because already then you are starting with a position of advantage compared to somebody else, right? So that is the second piece, and that's why you don't have to become a rocket scientist and learn
more pragmatic, actually.
Be more pragmatic, right? I think that's
a key message. Be more pragmatic and see what makes sense from a real life world point of view.